This is Marloomz Creations, and today I'm going to show you how to make this guitar hero on your Rainbow Loom. For today, you're going to need about 92 black bands, and then for the color or the buttons on the guitar, you're going to need 3 of each color. So 3 orange, dark blue, yellow, red, and green. And then for the tuning pegs, you have a choice to use 4 small beads. And you would take a single band and just thread that band through the bead, or you have a choice to, if you don't have the beads, you can just use a band. And I will show you when we get to that part what to do if you don't have the beads, but if you do, then that's what you'll do. You'll just thread a single band through small beads, and 4 of them. And then you're also going to need about 6 or 7 white bands for the Wii remote that gets inserted into the body of the guitar. And as far as the whammy, I just put a little S-clip there. So gather your supplies, your white bands and 3 of each color, and about 92 black bands, and then we will get started. Well, the first thing is we're going to make the extension that makes that little shape on the body of the guitar. You're going to take 2 bands and make sure your loom, well actually for this part it doesn't matter how your loom is set up, but for the tutorial you need your loom set up in the staggered configuration. So gather 2 bands and place it on these 2 pegs, and then do that again but not connected, so another 2. And then take a single, and now these are 2 bands each, and these 2 are not connected. And then take a single and wrap it around the end only 3 times. And the same on this one. And now you're going to grab 3 bands at a time, so 3 black bands, and place them here. And again, another 3, place it here. And then grab another 3, and these are not going to be connected. And then another 3. And you're going to cap those as well with a single band, but this time it's going to be 4 times around. So this cap is 4 times around, and so is this one. And then this one is just the 3 times around. And then once you have done that, you can loop them. You're just going to reach in where the cap band is, pull under, and pull forward. Again, just reach where the cap band is, grab the bottom band, and just loop forward. And the same on this one. And it's the same for these as well. Just reach under the cap, bring the bottom bands forward. And that's just the basic looping forward. And once you have looped them, you can remove them. And you can place them to the side. So now we are going to begin with the body of the actual guitar. So you're going to grab your black bands, and you're going to take 2 at a time, and on the first peg, you're going to place it to the right and to the left. Again, another 2. And you're just grabbing 2 at a time. There's 2 here. And 2 here, another 2 here, and here, and then another 2 here, and on this side. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 on both sides. And then in the middle. And you're going to stop at that peg another 2, and from this peg place 2 here and 2 here. You can grab the extension that is only 2 bands, meaning we only place 2 at a time. There weren't 3 bands at a time, and you can place one right here, and then make sure you have the right one. It should have 2 loops here and 2 here only. If you have 3 on each, then it's the wrong one. And then you can place that here. And then you can grab the other one that has a 3 loops or 3 rings and then another 3, and you can place that on here. And then the same on this one. I lost the band, so I'm just going to replace that. Once you have placed one here and then the other one over here, and these are the ones that are 3 bands at a time. Now we are going to make the stick of the guitar. You're going to grab 3 bands at a time, 3 black bands, and on this middle peg you're going to place the 3 bands. And you're going to do that 4 times. So grab another 3 and place it on these 2. So we did 1, 2. And then another 3. And another 3. And now we can switch to the color of the buttons. So the first color is going to be orange, and you're going to grab 3 orange bands and place them there. And then dark blue. And those are 3 bands each. And then after your dark blue is your yellow, again, another 3. And then your red, and your green. Now we're going to make the tuning pegs, and to do that, first, if you're using beads, you should have put a single band through a bead, and you should have 4 of them. But if you don't have beads, you will grab a single band and you will wrap it around your hook 4 times, and then you will grab a single black band and transfer that knot onto that single band like that. And you would make 4 of these. So we'll do that again. Wrap a single band around your hook 4 times. Grab another single, transfer them onto that single band, so that's 2. And for what I'm going to do with the beads is the exact same thing I would do with the band, so I'm just going to show you with the beads anyway. So gather, if you don't have the beads, again you're making 4 of these, gather your black bands though, and you're going to grab 3 at a time. And you're going to place 3 bands here. Make sure they're straight. And then another 3. And then another 3. So now grab 2 of your bands that should have either a single band that's wrapped around or the beads. And take one loop and put it on your hook. And then take the other one and put your hook through the 2 loops like this. And then grab your other loop and put it on your hook. So it should look like this. Then you're going to take your hand and you're going to open all of the loops. You have to make sure you have all the loops. And you're going to place it on the second peg right here. You want to make sure you do have all the loops though. And then pull on the little pegs on the side or your bands so that they're even on either side. Then you're going to do the same thing again. Take one loop only, then grab the other two loops onto your hook, then grab the other loop, and you're going to open the bands, make sure you have every band, and place it on here. And then again, pull on the pegs, the beads, or your bands. Now grab two more bands and wrap it around this peg 4 times. So you should have your pegs, your tuning pegs, and you should have had 2 bands wrapped around 4 times. You're going to reach in underneath those 2 bands you wrapped around, grab the bottom 3 and loop it forward. And now this part, you want to make sure that you're grabbing all these 3 bands on the bottom. So reach in, push back, grab the bottom 3, loop forward. The same thing here, push back and grab the bottom 3 and loop forward. And then you can take this off and you're going to place it on this peg right here. Now we're going to place our triangle band on this peg right here. I'm going to place 2 because I like the way it feels, it's thicker, so place 2 bands on these 3 right here. We're not putting anything on this one first because we're going to pull the extension, so we're not putting anything on those yet. We're going to loop, and you're going to reach in right here and pull back and just grab the bottom 3 bands and loop forward. So we loop the green. Now we're going to loop all the red bands. Make sure you're grabbing all 3. Then the yellow. And then you're going to stop right here. And then you're going to reach in here and grab, there's the bottom set right here, and then there's a middle set. You want to grab the first 2 bands that are right here. So I'm going to reach in where this part is and grab the first set of 2 black bands. And then once you have them, you're pulling them to the middle peg. And you know you did that correctly because you should have 2 bands left over and then just this piece. So the same thing on this side. You're not grabbing the bottom 2, you're grabbing these 2 right here. So it might be hard for you. What I do is I sometimes pull with my finger so I know which bands I'm grabbing. And then I grab them. And once I have it, it then goes to the middle peg. Once you've done that, you are going to re-enter these and push back. And actually, no, I'm sorry. Do not loop forward. Now we can take these and take your hook and enter where the loop is. And there should be just the 3 loops. And place it on this peg right here. So from this one, you pulled it to the 3rd peg. Same thing on this one. Take your hook and go through the loop. And you're pulling it to this one right here. So take your hook and enter that circle right there, those bands, and you're going to pull on it and bring it down to the 3rd peg. And they should be laying on the outside. Then you can grab 2 more black bands once you've done that. And then you're going to take the 2 bands and place it as a triangle band over those 3 pegs right there. Once you have done the extension and the triangle band, you're going to re-enter this peg, grab the 2 bottom bands, and loop that forward. And the same on this one, enter that peg, grab the bottom 2, and loop forward. Enter the middle, push back all these bands, and make sure you're grabbing the bottom 2, looping forward. enter here, and you want to make sure you're grabbing these two. So over here you're pushing the extension, and when you enter each peg you're pushing the triangle band back. So you're pushing all the bands back and only grabbing, and make sure you're just only grabbing the bottom two. So we loop that one forward and this one, and now the middle you can loop forward. And you can loop the middle all the way to the top. Now enter this one, push the triangle band back, grab the bottom two, and loop forward. Same here, push back and loop. Grab these and loop forward, and these and loop forward. Now grab two bands at a time. Take your hook and enter all the bands. Pull the two bands through and place them onto your hook, and then you're creating the slip knot. And then you can take your guitar hero off of the loom. I'm just going to do it slowly though. And then the next step is just making the Wii remote. As far as the strap for the guitar, what I do is I take another two black bands, and this is optional, but this is how I like it, and I pull it through, and then I create yet another slip knot, and I pull. So now that's two. Then I take another two, I pull it through, and oops, okay, and then there's another slip knot. And you can make the strap as long or short as you want. For the bands over here, see how they're curling? You just want to play around with it. You can curl these to make it look more like an electric guitar, and pull on the bands so that they lay straight. And now what you can do is we're going to make the Wii remote, and then you can add either an S clip or a C clip, and I added it on here to look like the whammy of the guitar. So for the Wii remote, I grabbed a single band and I wrapped it around my hook 4 times, and then I grab another band that's white, wrap it around itself, and I'm transferring these bands over onto that single band, and then grab the other loop, and then you're going to do that again, doubled over. So that was another single but doubled over, and these are cap bands. So that's the second, this is the third cap band. You just pull it through, grab the other loop, and you can make your Wii remote to the length that you want. I think I did on this one around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I did 6. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do 2 more. 5. And if you like it at this length, you can leave it like that too. And then 6. It really depends on your bands too. And then what I did is I grabbed another single band and I pulled it through, and I just created a slip knot, and that will be like the little strap of the Wii remote. And I just pull the guitar open on the side, and I just basically jam it in there. And as far as the strap, you can take the strap, go through the bottom and grab that strap and pull it out the back, and you can weave it through some of these black bands. Again, if you want to make the Wii remote a little shorter so it stays better, you can do it too, but that stays okay. So that's how you do your guitar. And for the whammy, I'm just going to show you that I just grabbed an S clip and I just secured it on 2 bands on the front. and that's supposed to be like the little whammy. And as far as the strap, you can use another S-clip if you want. And the reason I don't secure this is because if you want to attach it to a doll, I don't know how long or short you want the strap. So you can just leave it like this, or you can use an S-clip and secure the corner to this corner over here. So that's how you make your guitar hero, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And thank you so much for watching.